Baby, look at you. You're looking just ashy. You don't know about your income. You don't know what money's coming in. You don't know about your expenses, what money's going out. You don't know your bottom line. Listen. I'm going to teach you. Don't worry. At the end of this video, you're going to know how to budget your life. Budgeting is going to be your best friend. But before I could teach you, I need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Oh, wait. You ain't do it. Like that. God. What's up, family? It's your boy, Gems I Never Had, where I give you the gems I never had so you can make the decisions I couldn't. Now, today's video is all about budgeting. Budgeting is your new best friend. Say it with me now. Budgeting is your new best friend. Right. So, what I'm going to teach you today is how to take ownership over your finances. See, people, my niece just dropped the hanger, but it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. So people will be like, oh, I want $1 million. Oh, if I had $1 million, I would. But how you gonna know what to do with $1 million and you don't know how to do what to do with $100? See, if you're faithful over a few, he'll make you faithful over many. But that's scripture. We could get that's scripture. So anyway, today you're gonna learn how to take ownership over your finances. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into budgeting. So step number one, you want to get a notebook. You want to do this in a book. I have a blank piece of paper because it's easier for you all to follow. But you want to get a piece of pencil, a piece of paper. Don't get your phone, your laptop. You want to have something tangible that you can actually pick up and look at and write in. So that's step one. Step two, you're going to title the top of the page, monthly budget. And following that, you're going to make two columns. On the left, it's going to say income, which is your monthly income. I like lines. I like things to be as neat as possible. On the right, it's going to say expenses. And these are your monthly expenses. That's step two. So step number one, get you your notebook. Step number two, you're going to write monthly budget on the top. On the left is going to say your income. On the right is going to be your expenses. Step three, you're going to write down all your recurring expenses. These are your bills. So anything that you pay for month to month is going to be an expense, which is a bill. So for example, that includes Amazon, Netflix, Google, your phone bill, your rent, your groceries, things of that nature. So I'm going to write down a couple of examples that I think we all have. Make sure you're very thorough with this. You want to make sure you get everything because it's just easier to get it the first time. And a gem I want you all to take away as well is all your yearly subscriptions should be broken up into 12 payments. And this is good to make sure that you're tracking everything. You're paying yourself so that you never have to say, oh, it's June, I got to make sure I have $100. So for example, let's say you had something that cost you, a yearly subscription that cost you $120, right? Take that 120, divide it by 12. That's going to be what? 10. So now you know you're paying yourself $10 a month so that money is there when it comes time for the subscription. Still on step number three. Step number three, you're going to list all your expenses. So a couple of examples, and I'm going to use whole numbers just because it's easier. I know we all have Amazon. So let's say Amazon, $7 a month, right? You're going to write Amazon. Then you're going to say, let's say you got Netflix. That's $13. Netflix. Then let's say, like I have Google storage because we all need it because we all got way too many pictures on our phones and stuff like that. So that's going to be my Google storage. Then you might have your phone bill. So let's say your phone bill is $80, right? Then let's say you have your groceries. Maybe you spend $200 a month on groceries. Okay. Your rent. Let's say your rent is $1,000. Wouldn't that be great if you lived in New York and your rent was $1,000? Okay. And like I have a website, so I forget the exact amount, but I pay it yearly. But like, let's just say when I break up those payments, it's $14 a month. So that's my Wix. Also, when you're making a website, just use Wix. It's like the best thing ever. And I have something called Actors Access because It's where actors find jobs. So let's say that's $12 a month. Okay, so AA, Actors Access. Okay, so you're gonna add up all these things and then you will know what your expenses are, right? And also, let's just say your income is $2,500 a month. Let's just go with that. Let me just adjust this, y'all, because I like low-key hit my camera real quick. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that math. So after adding up all our expenses, we now have $1,328. So $1,328 is how much your monthly expenses cost you. Okay, so I'm just gonna write down, I like to keep track of everything. So 1328 is expenses. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called finding our bottom line. So your bottom line is the money that you have left over after you've paid off your expenses. Okay, so how we find that is you subtract your expenses from your monthly income. So what we do is go 2,500 minus 1,328, and we now have $1,172. So that is now our what? Bottom line. I like to have everything written down. I like to see things so that when I forget, I could come right back to it. So I'm just gonna write BL because this market is really big. Okay, so that's step 4. Now we know our bottom line is $1,172, and this is the money that you have after you've paid off your expenses. Okay, step 5, you want to find your percentage. You want to know how much percentage of your income goes towards your expenses. So what you're gonna do is, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, this is something that I know we all learned in grade school, but I forgot how to do it, so I had to look it up. So to find a percentage of a number, divide the smaller number by a larger number and move 2 decimal places to the right. So I'm gonna show you how it's done. So to find our percentage of what our bottom line actually is, or what our expenses actually are, you're gonna do 1328, which is what? The expenses, divided by what? The income, right? 1328 divided by 2,500, which gives you 0.53, 12%. So we're just gonna round that down to 0.53%. Okay, so we're gonna just write here that 53% of income is for expenses. And that's just something to know, like moving forward. So over half of your expenses, over half of your income goes to expenses. So that's step number 5. Find the percentage, right? Step number 6, what we do is we employ what is called the 40, 35, 25 rule. So from 40, 35, 25. And in this rule, what we say is 40% of our bottom line goes towards investing. And in my last video, I talked about the power of investing, and investing is great because your money is working for you while you're not. You get tired, money doesn't, right? And that'll be something that we could touch on later. Then you want to have 35% of your money be savings. And then 25% is going to be for spending, right? Okay, cool. So you want to find 40% of your bottom line. Make sure that the 40% is from your bottom line and not your income, because that is going to throw you way off. Make sure we don't want to get thrown off or be confused. So how we find that? All we do is we just take our bottom line, which is $1,172, right? $1,172 times 0.40, which is $468.08. So $468.80 is for investing. right? And that's 40%. That's 40%. Step 8, same thing, 35%. You're gonna take 35% of your bottom line. Your bottom line is what? $1,172, not your income, because it's gonna throw you off. Okay, so you're gonna go and take $1,172 times 0.35, which is gonna equal $410.20. $410.20 is for saving, right? And that is 35%. Okay, cool. Step 9, the same thing. So we just go and we take 0.25% from the 1,172 from my bottom line. So we just do 1,172 times 0.25. This gives us $293. $293 is for your pocket, and this is 25%. The 40, 35, 25 rule. Step 10, you rinse and repeat. And from now on, what you're gonna do is now obviously this is gonna take place in a book, not necessarily on a piece of paper. You're gonna title the top of the page is gonna say, like, let's just use this week for example. So 09/27, so September 27th to October 3rd, 2020. So this was your week that you're budgeting, right? Okay. So that's gonna go on the top of the next page that you do. And you're gonna keep doing this over and over and over again. And this is how you track what you're spending and so on and so forth. This is how you budget. Okay, so like let's just say for example, you made $50 this week from a resume that you designed or something like that. So you're gonna put a plus sign on the left because your income, your expenses follow the same exact template. So you made $50, and you can use dates too. Dates are great, just if you want to be super specific. So $50, let's say you got that on the 29th. You just go $50 for resume, and then you would just write like, 09/28. And then expenses, let's say you know that Amazon hit this week. So then it's gonna say, okay, minus that $7, you're gonna write Amazon, and then you could just write the date. So let's say that happened on the 10th. So then you're gonna put, oh, sorry, I didn't keep the continuity, but it's fine. So let's say that happened on 10/2, right? So now you'll just be able to continuously track everything that's going on. So this is your budget book. Make sure that this is here. And what I also like to do too is just go back to that top page, and I like to just write out all this information. So for example, 53% of my income is for expenses. Then I'm gonna say 40% of my bottom line, which is gonna equal 46880, investing. Then you're gonna do the same thing. So then you're gonna say 35% of my what? Bottom line, not my monthly income, because it's gonna throw you off and then you'll be wrong. 35% of my bottom line is for saving. Make sure you're saving your money, because investing is great too, and we're going to do smart investing, but you also just never know when you're going to want money, you're going to do these things. So you want to make sure that you have a certain pool of money that's there, it ain't going nowhere, it's safe. So 35% of your bottom line is, what did we say it was? $410.20. 410.20. And then you're going to say 25% of bottom line pocket money is for, let's just box that off just so it's for pocket, and that is $293. All right, fam, we're back. Now you know the 10 steps on how to create and maintain your budget. And now, look at you. You're not ashy. You know what's going on. You moisturize. You might have some shea butter, some cocoa butter. You might got that burnt bees. I like burnt bees. But anyway, now you are anchored. Now you know exactly what to do. You know the 10 steps. So to review the 10 steps, let me look at my notes because I want to make sure I'm saying it in order. Step 1, get you a piece of pen and paper. Don't get it. Don't get you a laptop. Don't get you pen and paper. You want to write it down. Make sure it's tangible. You have access to it all the time. So title. Step number 2. Title at the top of the page, monthly budget. On the left side, what we got? Income. Right side, we got expenses. Now, step 3, you're gonna write down all your bills. Everything that you pay for, from your Metro card to rent to the Netflix to gas, like all those things are your expenses. Those are your bills. On the left side, your income. You know what your income is, the money that you're getting every month. And then your yearly subscriptions are broken up the way that I said. Divide your annual subscriptions by 12. Because it's 12 months in a year and you'll just know how much to pay yourself every single month so that you make sure you have it. Step 4, add up all your expenses and then subtract it from your income so we get what? The bottom line. Now you know your bottom line, which is the money that you have left over after you paid your expenses. So step 5, you want to find that percentage. Make sure you just want to know how much of your income is going towards your expenses. Then from the bottom line now, you're gonna find the 40, 35, 25% rule. 40% of your bottom line, not your income. 40% of the money that's left over, which is your bottom line. 40% of that is gonna go towards investing. We talked about why investing is better than saving, because when you invest, your money's gonna work for you while you're not. Your money, you're gonna get tired, but your money doesn't. But that's a video that I'm actually gonna dive into and touch on why I say that. So step 8 now. Find 35% of your bottom line. This is for saving. You want to make sure that you have a large pool of money that's just safe. It's not going nowhere. That's why it's called your savings. Okay. And then step 9, 25% of your bottom line is for your pocket. It's just for you to spend, do whatever you want to do with it. Because this is monthly, obviously divide whatever amount of money, whatever that 25% is per month, just divide that by 4 so that it's that amount per week. It's just a simple way to look at it. And then we got, from now on, you're gonna have your weekly, you're gonna just track this every week. So we did, like, for example, this week, Sunday was September 27th to October 3rd, which is Sunday to Saturday. You're gonna write down the things that you spent, the income, expenses, and just follow it. And now you have your percentages. Your percentages are great because it's gonna anchor you. It's gonna make you secure in whatever amount of money that you come into or money that you might lose, especially being an actor. Like sometimes I'm in a show and I have like X amount of capital for like maybe 2 or 3 months. I'm getting X amount of dollars a week. But then when that show ends, now I'm doing my side. Now I'm getting mainly supplemented from my side hustles. So that amount of money is now going to be less until I get another job and things like that. But if you know percentages, and even if those percentages change, you now know how to be anchored. So even if you have $2,500 a week, and then you drop down to maybe $2,500 a month, and then you drop down to maybe $1,500, or maybe you come into $25,000, maybe you come into $100,000, like maybe you come into $1 million. Now you know exactly what is going to anchor you. So if you like this video, if this was helpful at all, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. And also turn on your notifications so that you know when I post, because I'm going to post every single week. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to have all my information in the description. So make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right. Peace, family.